So, do you know what is Makara Sankranthi?
So this is Subha. What I know from childhood was that this is the start of the harvest season. Like the farmers, they are getting ready. They've sowed their rice and other grains, and they're getting ready to harvest it.
So it is harvest related. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Or maybe the culmination of a process, right? A long process of agriculture.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else wants to say what is Makara Sankranthi? Anyone wants to say what is Makara Sankranthi?
So one more, if I can add, sir, is Makara is Capricorn, or when the sun moves into Capricorn. And from our previous lessons, what I learned is when the sun is moving, making the transition from one sign to the other, it's called Sankranthi.
Okay.
So Makara Sankranthi. So we have Sankranthi every month, and the month where it's moving from Sagittarius, right? Dhanus, yeah, to Makara, it becomes Makara Sankranthi.
Makara Sankranthi. So it is from when the sun moves from Sagittarius to Capricorn. Okay. Any other term you can associate with this?
The Ayyappa Deepam.
Okay. In South India, we have a major event in Kerala, right? Where they can see a light on the hill, Sabrimala.
Good morning, Guruji.
Good morning. So Kishore, the question is, what is Makara Sankranthi?
It's the beginning of the official working time for the Devas, because they were sleeping for so long and they are waking up today slowly.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just giving a symbolic statement.
Good.
Like a child trying to explain something.
No, but there's a lot of wisdom in the statement.
Oh, okay.
Because what is time has been explained by Albert Einstein, in by his various examples, like what is time. And he derived it scientifically, whereas our ancient people derived it using some other methods. That time is not the same, for all of us, all the living, the conscious beings in this world. So for the Devas, what is one day is our 1 month.
1 day for Devas should be, I think, countless number of years.
No. For us, what is it? Their 1 day is how much for us? The Devas 1 day is equal to how many or whatever units of time in the world for us, for human beings.
Good morning, sir. It's 1 divided by 365.
Which one? For us?
For
it
us,
is.
sir.
Is it 6 months?
Sir, there are...
That is, Deva will say, my 1 day. Okay. There are 24 hours. That is equivalent to, from human point of view, from our point of view, how much?
So 1 year, sir?
1 year.
1 year. Okay. So that's what Kishore said. So in the same way, we sleep in a day and get up in the day, and then we have work for the day and so on. The Devas also have the same thing, right? So in their one day, which is our 1 year, half the time they'll be awake and half the time they'll be asleep. Something like that you can think. So what is that which is their daytime for us?
It's Uttarayana, sir.
It is Uttarayana. Very good. That's the answer. Okay. It is Uttarayana.
I got confused when you asked for day because I thought you were only asking half of the day because I thought the day consists of day and night. That's why I said 6 months.
See. Yeah, but usually a day means 24 hours. Of course, there is a confusion because when you say day and night, then it is very specific, right? So
Yes, Guruji.
it's okay. I mean, I don't bother about that as long as we learn. So when is the actual Makara Sankranthi? When you say Makara Sankranthi, what is Makara Sankranthi?
I think it's around, so this is Lakshmi Narayan from Singapore. So
Lakshmi Narayan. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you my student?
Yes, sir. I was in the intermediate class.
Oh, intermediate. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I think around 4:30.
Makara Sankranthi is when sun transits from Dhanasu Rashi to Makara Rashi. That transition period, the time exact that point.
Yeah, but what is the time
Makara
today?
Sankramana.
What is the time today? Has it already happened or is it going to happen?
It's going to happen. So it's around 2, to be precise. As per Singapore time, it's 4:30. So if I convert to India time, should be.
It's okay. Whatever is your time, you can tell. No, maybe there are others.
Okay, so it's around 4:30. Yes, sir.
For you. Okay.
Exactly 4:29.
Okay. Kishore has my diary. Let's see. Kishore, can you find out from the diary at what time the sun moves into Makara in India? In India.
It is
On what page will you find this?
I'm looking at page number 14, but I think it's in 15. There is some explanation there. But what I read yesterday was 4:49 p.m.
I'm having this diary which was made for Apollo Sinduri. So I'll also go through those pages and see at what time it is. And where do we find this? In which page? Transit.
Oh, I was going directly into the date.
Okay, you're going to the date. Okay.
I thought there would be a footnote, for every page you have some important footnotes.
We have a page like this. Can you see this? I think the number are the same for every diary, if whatever company it belongs to.
Is it 17?
Yeah, page number 17. Correct. It is on page number 17.
Oh, okay.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can see.
On page number 17, can you read it out? Or shall I read it?
Is it 1423? Planet Ravi, that is sun goes from Dhanush to Makara.
Correct. So the actual event in India, in Indian Standard Time, happens at 2:23 p.m. It happens at 2:23 p.m. Now, the best way to work this out is to convert this into GMT. How do you convert this into GMT? Okay.
Subtract 5.5 from subtract
Yeah.
5.5.
Yeah. So that is GMT, and then the whole world can find out for their GMT, right? It's easy that way. Or if you know what is the time difference between India and your place, then that's the time you'll have to decrease or increase. But the event is the same for all of us. That is, if at this moment, if I say the sun has transited into Makara, which I can't say now, when I say this moment, anybody, for everyone in this world, all over, it will be the same moment in time. Do you understand this point? But your time won't be the same. Your clock won't be the same. Your day won't be the same. Your date won't be the same. So those are the differences. But the moment is the moment only. Suppose I'm talking to you, all of you are listening to me in this moment in time. This moment is addressed in different ways. For some, you call it from your watch. Okay, let's do a random thing. Anybody from US?
Yes, Guruji.
Yes. What's the time which your watch is showing now?
10:22 p.m.
10:22 p.m. and you are still on 13th, right?
Correct.
So if I mention this, when you say this is the time, this is the date, and I say, but actually this moment is the same for all of us.
That is correct. Yes.
There's no doubt about that, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So this, when I say in India, I'm right now in Chennai. It doesn't matter where I am in India because we follow the same watch across India. Then 1423, I will say the sun moves from Dhanush to Makara or from Sagittarius to Capricorn. And exactly when I make a call to this group and say, now it has transited, whatever is your time, that will be that moment in time will be the exact time that it also transits for all of you. Please do not think that for you it will be different, for me it will be different in moment of time. The exact moment, it will be the same. I hope you all have understood this. Okay. Now I'm going to share a screen so that you'll understand the significance of this. Though I think in the beginning Shubha said it is harvest. Harvest time. What is Makara Sankranthi? Makara Sankranthi or any Sankranthi, when you say Sankranthi or Sankranthi, it is the movement of the sun from one sign to the other, the next sign. Okay. Can you see this screen?
Yes, sir.
You can, right? So the sun, when it transits like this, at this point where it is a crossover point, because all of you know that this is actually 0 degree. So when the sun moves from here like this, crosses the 0 degree, which is 360 also, the actual new year begins, because this sign, which is called Aries or Mesha, is actually the beginning for everyone, the whole world. If time is personified as a human being, this will be its head. This will be the ascendant for the whole world. Now this one, because it crosses into Mesha, it is called Mesha Sankranthi. I was surprised when we went as a team from Rotary Club, the district, all the presidents. I was the president that year, and so we had a president training program at Thailand. And when we landed, I came to know that they are celebrating Mesha Sankranthi. The entire nation is celebrating Mesha Sankranthi. I was actually surprised and maybe pleasantly shocked also. Okay. Like I didn't expect that to happen there. So, in fact, most of the Rotarians in our bus, they didn't know what is this Sankranthi. That's the beauty of Indians. Okay. So this sun, when it moves from here to here or from here to here, any Rashi, when it changes the Rashi, because the sun is like a king. There's a transition period. It's like an election time. A new king is born, something like that. So it's an event, a major event. So like this, the sun goes once every month. It moves from one sign to other. It was here, and then in a short while from now, in a few hours, the sun from here will move over here. This crossover point, what is the degree? Can anyone say quickly without referring to anything? What is the degree?
29 something odd.
Huh?
29 degree of that Sagittarius.
No, not that. The absolute degree. 60 degrees, 120 degrees,
270.
Oh, okay.
270. Okay. Okay. So it is 270. Okay. This is 270. This is 300. This is 330. This is 360. So when it comes to 270th degree in any Swiss ephemeris, you will see this mentioned at 270 degrees. Okay. They will not write it as 30 degrees breakup. In ephemeris, you'll only find absolute degree, like 0 to 360. Okay. So when it moves, it becomes this. Now, I'll use one more example to let you know why is it so significant. Now, take this moon. What is the situation called?
Amavasya.
New moon, full moon, half moon? Amavasya.
Amavasya.
So this is Amavasya. So if you want to know when is, by just looking at a horoscope, you want to know when, how do you spot Shukla Paksha or Krishna Paksha? Just by looking at a chart. No need for anybody to tell you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But how do you do it is when the moon goes in front of sun, obviously it will do that because moon is fast and sun is slow. So the moon always goes ahead of the sun. Okay. It goes like this. The moment it separates from here and it goes forward, that separation and throughout like this. If you're not speaking, please be on mute. I can hear some sound. And up to here, when it reaches here, what is it?
Purnima. That's a full
moon. It is full moon because the sun's light will fall fully on the moon. And where is our earth? This is the beauty of the the South Indian chart. Okay, we have the earth here. So this will be the sunlight hits the moon and reflects it back to the earth. Okay, so therefore you will see the full moon. Okay, it's not visible. Then I'll draw like this. Earth. Okay, now you understand why it is full moon. Now, because of this, I'll remove this. And now, if in any horoscope, if you see moon here, is it the growing moon or the decreasing moon?
Growing, sir.
Growing.
If moon is here, what is it?
Decreasing.
Waning. So this portion is called the darker phase. It's getting darker as the days go by. So it's called Krishna Paksha. Whereas if the moon is over here, it is called Shukla Paksha, like this. Okay, it goes like this. So here full moon, here Amavasya, and here half moon, and here also half moon. If you see a half moon, it is like, you can be sure that it is Ashtami Navami. And then full moon is here, then again half moon, then no moon or new moon. Okay, so this is considered auspicious place for the moon because it gathers more and more light. It is auspicious to if you're going on the road, if the government increases in the night time, if you're driving, as they keep increasing the intensity of the light, how nice you will feel. Okay, so you'll be very happy about it. And
Guruji, with respect to the waxing or the waning, the tithis,
yeah,
the names are always the same, correct?
Yeah, the names are the same. That's the confusion. They would have easily given another name so that we wouldn't have had this issue, but it doesn't matter. You'll have to mention it as Krishna Paksha Chaturdasi or Krishna Shukla Paksha Chaturdasi, etc. It's okay. You have to just say, yeah. See, for example, this is Amavasya, this is Pratipa, then Dvitiya, then Tritiya. On Tritiya, the moon will be definitely in the next sign. So when the sun is exalted, the moon is exalted, as in this case, on that particular day on Tritiya, it will become Akshaya Tritiya, the mad rush for gold in India. Okay. So now in the same way that the moon has a growing and decreasing, waxing or waning, Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha. That's why I'm showing you this example, though it is right now irrelevant. I just want you to know the significance of Makara Sankranthi. In the same way, for the sun, this is the growing sun when it comes here. From here, it keeps growing, it seems. Exactly, it doesn't happen in the skies. It doesn't grow in size. But in auspiciousness, it grows from here to this particular point here. As soon as this crosses over here, it is over. And then it goes into the decreasing side. So now you see the beauty of all this. If from here to here, it is becoming more auspicious, where will be peak auspiciousness?
Midway.
Midway, right?
Aries, yeah.
Aries. So when you place the sun here, don't we know that the sun is exalted, very happy to be here?
There. Yes.
Okay. These are all copyright. Huh? You have to write it under my name. Okay. So when the sun is here, and from here, you go here this way, halfway through, this is actually decreasing sun. Okay, the sun is weakening. Halfway through, where is it?
Venus. I mean, so in Libra.
In Libra. So when the sun comes to Libra, it is debilitated, Nicha. Then if you know the sun and the Saturn are opposite, you just have to place them here. Then you say sun must be exalted in the place where Saturn is the weakest.
Saturn is
Or Saturn must be strongest where sun is weakest. That's all. So you got the answer for sun and the moon. Sun and Saturn exaltation.
Saturn, yes.
Okay. So now, because of this, people actually wait for this phase. Do you know any historical, an unforgettable character who was waiting for this to happen?
Bhishma, sir.
Bhishma. Okay. And why was that?
Was it connected with his next life birth?
No, dying in Uttarayana, it's believed that they'll reach heaven. And
okay, they'll reach God, or that is more auspicious to die in Uttarayana. Okay, that's just to remind you. Okay, that don't bother about it. Now, don't go and do a research on did all the Maharshis have samadhi during this Uttarayana alone. You would find some Maharshis having passed away even in Dakshinayana. It doesn't mean they would have not got salvation. It's okay. It's just one more point that, I mean, just to, so that you will remember it. Okay. So the sun has become big. Okay. Okay. So this is the point. Now, the ancients are so intelligent. So the time that the sun moves from one sign to other, they called it Punya Kala. They called it Punya Kala. What is the word Punya associated is not that it is auspicious for our work. It is actually inauspicious for our work. The 6 hours, 24 minutes on either side of the Sankranthi is extremely poisonous. Extremely. Not ordinary poison. You try to take a loan in this period and you will never be able to wipe it off. Okay? It's a very big rule in astrology. If you get married during this time, meet your future spouse first time during this time, everything is going to be bad.
The entire Dhanurmasa you're saying, Guruji, right, sir?
Which one?
The entire Dhanurmasa, we call Shunya Masa.
No, not that. The crossover point. The crossover point.
Oh, yeah, it's in that page.
Okay. That for today at 2 o'clock, it's moving in India. So minus 6 hours, 24 minutes, add 6 hours, 24 minutes. Now, this moment in time is extremely inauspicious for union, physical union of any sort. Handshake, friendship, partnership, marriage, any of that. It's extremely harmful. So the ancients understood this and then said, okay, let us teach the people to worship God during this time. Let there be a lot of offerings. And usually in all these times like this, there will be recommendation for donation and charity. So when you make all the dish for Pongal, apart from your family members consuming it, the agenda must be that you should give this to as many poor people as possible. Okay? Wherever possible, show compassion, give to others. It's time to share food with others, your success with others. So that is the purpose. So during this time, let's not do any of our activities. So in my diary, if you have my 21-year diary, like 1999 onwards, not once have we given an auspicious time when the sun transits. Anywhere, in whichever Rashi. Okay. So this is a very important factor. And for those of who are newly married, please tell them, do not unite today because the child born out of this union will be extremely bad. Okay, they'll have a lot of problems and so on and so forth. So the only confusion that we have is why did they call it Punya Kala? So then people who are not aware of these things, they'll say it is auspicious, extremely auspicious. I'll relate to you a story so that you'll never forget. When I was beginning my astrology diaries, I used to go out and meet people who could be potential customers for buying it from us and giving it for New Year compliment. So I once went to a jeweler, and then I explained to him that we have eliminated all Sankranthis. He said, "Don't you know it is a Punya Kala? It is such an auspicious time. We should do everything during that time. And you eliminated it. Therefore, I don't want your diary." Okay. So that is a level of ignorance that people have. And I couldn't manage to, argue with him. So whenever people say something, for example, some of the gods have intentionally taken avatars during inauspicious times to take away the bad. Like Jesus Christ gave up his life for the sake of this world. Like that, we have situations. So can you recall any important being that has come to our earth on some other something like this where it is inauspicious? Anything inauspicious time?
Like Navami, Ashtami, Guruji.
Example? Complete.
Krishna Ashtami, Ram Navami.
Krishna came in Ashtami and Rama came in Navami. Okay, like this. So anything else? Chaturthi, Ganesh, Lord Ganesha. Chaturthi is so harmful that you should not even look at the moon on the Chaturthi night. Okay. And the festivals will be the, for example, what is Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi? When the sun, let's say, is here or maybe here, and the moon comes here, it is typical Amavasya, and then minus 12 degrees, it is still Amavasya. But from there, minus 12, this particular point is called Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi, very harmful for union because you will produce a child which is going to be in trouble for the rest of its life. And they also said that people born in Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi should do some remedy to get rid of this problem. They'll always have some nagging problem from which they are not able to wriggle out. Now, this is Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi. Okay. So, lot of these yogas and the good times and bad times arise simply by referring to the sun moon positions. Okay. So let's welcome the sun so that the Uttarayana has begun. So this is the day. Now what Kishore said, I'll tell you. When the sun is here, up to here, the gods sleep, it seems. This is a sleeping time. And this is the daytime. So this particular time where the sun is here is extremely auspicious for prayer. Okay. And once you come here, when the sun comes here, from here to here is the period of events and auspicious work. It's like the sun is in its waxing or growing, increasing phase. What exactly happens in the sky? Anybody wants to attempt? What is really happening in the sky when the sun is in Uttarayana? Is it really growing? No.
The daytime is increasing, sir.
Huh?
The daytime is increasing?
Major part for
there is a change in orbit of Earth comes, a little closer to sun, and we visualize or we see that sun is moving when it rises in the east. It moves towards west from the direction of north. Almost.
It is growing. I think it is growing from
Northern
going from
hemisphere
one
more
apogee.
light, sir.
One by one, please.
It is going from one apogee to another. So in the path, it gets closer to Earth, up to halfway.
Northern hemisphere gets more light, sir.
Northern hemisphere gets more light. Good. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you a simple way of understanding this. Go to the terrace and now see where the sun is. Now, we all know that the sun rises from the east and sets in the west. That axis we know. But it won't be rising from the same point again and again. So you have some reference point, some building, or maybe a signal tower, something like that. and then see that, or you can look at your shadow. So you can see that the sun, see if in front of my eyes is east, just look at this pen. The sun will shift like this over the days. So this particular direction in which it moves is called the northern direction, because I'm facing the east and this is my west. So this one is obviously the north and this one is the south. So in Dakshinayana, the sun will travel like this, not this way. It doesn't travel like this. It only travels, but the next day it comes up, it will be this side, this side, this side, and slowly it will be down to the south. It will go to one particular point and then stop and then come forward again. So this northwards and southward movement is actually Uttarayana and Dakshinayana.
Guruji, in that case, so for the southern hemisphere, it will be the exact opposite.
It will be just the opposite, exactly. Yes.
And how does that affect the astrology predictions and reading in a way?
No, as far as we are concerned, we are not supposed to use these. These are only for, because India lies in above the equator. So they wrote these things only from India's point of view. Okay.
Okay.
But as far as astrology is concerned, there's no change at all. It's always the same. Now, please don't tell me that then the sun is exalted in Tula for an Australian. It's not like that. It's still the same thing only, because we have actually seen this working in the same way. But when it comes to Murta, of course, there is a problem. That's why people, during the, when it is winter for the people in the northern hemisphere, they migrate to Australia and they go to the beach and get the sunlight. So this is there, but there are people who even say that everything is reversed in southern hemisphere. Even Vastu is reversed and all that. Okay, but that's again a debate which we will never be able to end, because there are no Maharshis now to explain this to us. Okay.
Sir, I shared one image in the chat, sir.
Which one? Chat, is it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me check. Ah, that's interesting. What do I do with this? How do I share this? Will it come up? Okay, let me see. That comes up. Very good. Are you able to see this?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful.
This credit goes to PVR Narasimha Rao, who shared this on his Twitter.
Okay, very good. So this is how the actual, so you don't expect the sun to rise each time on the same point, but it will come back in a circle. Okay, so it will form this curve, and then after hitting a point, it will come back to the same point. It has to come back, right? Everything is cyclic. So the best way
it's almost like a sine wave.
Yeah, it is a sine wave, and we have something called I've seen this something called Anelema, ANELEMMA, something like that. If you can, let me see if I Google, am I getting that? Is that the correct spelling? Anelema. Keep confusing with these words. Okay, yeah. I got the spelling right. ANELLEMA. Are you able to see the screen?
It's ANA.
ANE or ANA?
ANA.
Yeah. I got it wrong, I think. Yeah, Analamma. Okay.
Looks like the symbol 8.
Huh?
Looks like the number 8, Guruji.
Yes, it is a famous number, no? 8. 8 is the greatest number on earth. So you can see this pattern. But this one where I'm having the mouse pointer is one of the best ways to see this. What is this? How is this done? It is like if you hold a pipe and tilt it at a particular angle, let's say wherever it is here, you can see the sun here at a particular time. But the same time, you won't see it here after some time. It will be here. It will be here. So they trace this path. And this path is like this, the same type of curve. And so some people have actually written the month against it. Sometimes they have done it. Yeah, here something like this. But it won't be a perfect 8. It will be sometimes thinner. It all depends on which latitude you are. Maybe on the equator, it should be exactly like 8. Okay. But as you go on the northern towards the North Pole, it won't be. Some places you can see this. I don't know which is the one which is showing up. You can do your own experiment with this. Analama. Okay. So simple way is to just look at the, you keep looking at your shadow on the terrace. Now see where the shadow falls. After 3 months, see where the shadow falls. It won't be at the same point. That's because the sun has moved northwards or southwards. Okay. Fine. So please carry this message to others and tell them certain things, that do's and don'ts. Share as much as possible. Offer to gods as a thanksgiving, saying you gave us food, and please continue to give us food throughout our existence. And when we do that, we are also supposed to give food to others. How can we celebrate when others are not? Okay. If you are in an apartment, like we did, collect money from all the apartment people and share it with the security guards, the sweepers, all those who are in the maintenance. You can do that. You can spearhead that project and tell everybody should give something. Okay.
Guruji, I just posted a link about the Planets Today website. I don't know if you've used that at all. So it shows the pictures based on Hindu astrology.
Very good, very good. Vedic astrology. Okay. What is the difference between the Western astrology and Vedic astrology? Is everything is same, except that we pull back the grahas using an
22 degrees.
Yeah.
22-degree difference now.
Yeah. That's the only difference. Otherwise, the angular distance between Western astrology and us will still remain the same. The angles formed between the planets will always be the same.
1 degree difference every 72 years.
Yeah. It is subtracted. It's called precession. Okay, the precession. There's a little bit of astronomy, so let's not get into that. Good. I saw that right now. So by increasing that date, you can actually go and see how the moon moves. Beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. And the one that is surrounded by pink is retrograde.
Oh, I see. Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. Sorry. Yeah, can you see now? So this is what he has shared.
Yes.
So this is tomorrow, and day after, the moon you can see going to Punarasu, then Pushya, then Aslesha, Makara, and so on. Beautiful. So astrology is getting more and more popular. And the beauty of this is it shows the moon decreasing. Can you see that? It's decreasing. Now it is Amavasya because the moon and the sun are together. You can see that. And then you see the crescent moon comes here. You can see down on the left hand, bottom side of the chart, you can see the moon slowly growing. Do you know there are people who still believe that Earth is not round, Earth is flat, moon is flat?
There are lots of flat earthers, yes.
How do you explain this if it is not a round?
Exactly. And in the bottom, there is a desktop version link. So when you use a desktop version, then you can
I saw that.
You can use any date.
Okay. So happy Pongal, nice. Happy Harvest Day, happy Uttarayana, happy increasing sun or happy auspicious sun, whatever you want to say. And wake up, get up, and start gathering more knowledge, because the sun is light, and light means knowledge. The next 6 months, you have a wonderful opportunity to solve all your problems. And they say when the sun enters Saturn's house, it tries to solve the problems that Saturn created. Okay, so let's hope for the best, that this sun will dissolve all our anxieties and unpleasant events that has happened in our lives at this point in time. So let it melt away. Let's hope for the best.
Happy Sankranthi,
Thank you,
Guru.
Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. And Guruji, I think you also answered my question, which I just asked in the group. Thanks for that once again.
Yeah, I kept that in mind when I answered that question.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So
the next-
can I
Thank you,
ask,
Guruji.
one
Happy Makar
question
Sankranthi.
related to Sankranthi?
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned about that 6 hours, 24 minutes. I think it's approximately the 16 that is. So
Yeah, minus and plus. Minus and
yeah.
plus.
So I just want to know why it's only 16 that is. So was there anything behind this? Why only that, say, 6 hours, 24 minutes? Consider as inauspicious, the 16 that is.
I think that we do not have any explanation, but we would simply say the entire 24 hours is best rejected. Okay. But the exact definition in Muhurta book is only that 6 hours, 24 minutes.
Okay. Sir, on the same thing, now it's just digress to the on the Brihat Parashar Aura Shastra as well. For the Libra ascendant, we have that sun when it comes to the 12th, right? So we consider that as an auspicious. So is there any rationale behind that?
For Libras and sun is bad.
The Libra and sun is bad, but when the same sun moves to the 12th house, which is into the Virgo, it is considered as good. Why it is so? Only for that ascendant.
Where did you find this mentioned?
Yeah, it's even in one of your videos you have mentioned, sir, like strange but true. In that, even
Sir,
in the antidotes in the Brihat
Antidotes, chapter 12.
Correct.
Chapter 12, it is there.
It is there. So only for Libra ascendant, we have that peculiar exclusion. Sun in 12th is good.
The life will be more than 100 years. The lifespan will be
Oh,
more
okay,
than
okay. In a
100
particular angle. Okay, one specific sloka mentions that. Okay.
Yes.
See, there are so many riddles in astrology where we cannot find the logical reasons. So wherever you know the rule, simply follow the rule. Okay, not every time we can find out. Sometimes we are lucky to find out the meaning, why he would have said that. Why a 12th house placed sun is auspicious. Usually 12th house placed sun is bad, inauspicious. According to, Sage Bhrigu also. But if an exception is given, please follow it, and especially coming in BPHS and any other classical textbook.
K.N. Rao sir has that 12 in sun in 12th.
Oh, okay, okay.
And all those yogas, Hamsa
Okay.
Yoga, Malav Yoga, he's living legend. He's there in 90 years now.
Yeah, he has 3 planets, I think, in the 12th, right?
Yes, sir.
Even Mercury is there. Yeah.
No, Mercury, Sun, and Ketu.
Yeah. That's why he didn't marry also.
Yeah, sir, he didn't marry.
Because 12th house afflicted. Yeah. Anyway, wish you all the very best.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
We'll catch up.
And Guruji, tonight we are having another session about planets. Are we having that?
Yeah. We'll be having. Yeah.
Okay.
This will be a student discussion. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.